Welcome to Innovation Thursday with Houchins Insurance Group. Each week we're bringing you a new benefits topic. This week we're talking about claims data. So data is king in our world. In the health insurance world, we're always wanting more data. We're wanting to get a better rate, look at how we can improve your health plan spend, what's your claims utilization, what's your RX spend, those type of things. So with us this week we have Heidi Simpson, our clinical director. Good afternoon, Heidi.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, thanks for your time. So, as I mentioned, claims data is critical, and more importantly, really what we want to focus today on is not only getting the claims data, but what do we do with that claims data once we get it? What is your role in doing that?
So as the clinical director, we are moving to a proactive approach. So before we were a very reactive model where we reviewed end-of-year claims, mid-year claims to see what was pushing cost. Now with some technology we have in-house, we are able to look at our clients' claims and our own internal claims every month, very proactive, and we look for things for RX spend, new medications coming on the plan that could be high cost. We look at disease processes or maybe ongoing treatments such as cancer that would be high cost. That way we can proactively put in programming or assist our clients with finding things that would help save financial save on the plan and really mitigate some risk and make their employees healthier overall.
Great. I think the most important part of that conversation was moving from a reactive to a proactive approach. And I think one of the issues with health insurance and employee benefits in general has always been reactive. Transitioning to a proactive approach is key, and I think that's a really key part, and that's why I'm excited to have you on board on our team. So some of the lowest hanging fruit that we talk about is gaps in care. So what is talk to us a little bit about that.
So gaps in care are basically any disease process, whether it's diabetes, hypertension, cancer, obesity. Every disease process will have kind of care guidelines, and those are national guidelines that will help manage that disease process. If you're missing some of those, that is a gap in care. So say you're a diabetic that needs a hemoglobin A1C and you haven't had it this year, that would be a gap that you're missing. That helps manage the care of that disease process. So what we're seeing is we have the ability to see the disease process with the gap in care attached to it. Once we see that gap, that's where we help focus on program implementation, on-site lab work, disease-specific programming that we can help close those gaps in care. And those are kind of low-hanging fruits generally. A lot of those gaps are generally lab work or just primary care physicians. So we have the ability to tailor programs specifically to the company's gaps in care.
Yeah, and I know you always speak of the hidden time bombs inside the health plan. The folks, the guys that are not getting the care done. Closing those gaps in care obviously is a result of that. We want to catch those things happen before the big ticket items happen. The heart attacks, the strokes, those type of things, correct?
So preventative care is one of the things that we can focus on too, is really making sure people are doing their screenings. We really saw a decrease with that with COVID over the last few years. So it's very important now that we are seeing people have their mammograms, their colonoscopies. Eye screenings are huge for our diabetic population. So we really want to make sure those preventative things are done, and that helps mitigate that risk for a high cost.
Well, great. That is absolutely driving that, moving from that reactive to proactive model, just closing those gaps in care is critical to that. So we always like to wrap up with our business owner question. So if you're a business owner today, especially for you with your clinical knowledge, how would you apply that clinical knowledge as a business owner to the health plan?
My recommendation would be to employ a clinical person like you would a safety manager. You really want somebody that's there to help programming, push wellness initiatives, any kind of internal, help manage that healthcare plan internally, whether that's a part-time person or a full-time person, is really giving somebody the ability to control that healthcare cost internally and help communicate that out with your employees.
Right. And I think there's a trust factor with that as well among employees, is having somebody with some clinical knowledge that can also lead and guide employees down the right path, correct?
I agree.
Well, great. Heidi, thanks for your time today.
Absolutely.
For those of you watching, if you want to find out more about how Houchins Insurance Group is using that claims data to really improve your bottom line, take some money out of your health plan, and improve your revenue spent on your health plan, there's a link below. You can complete a quick survey, and we'll get your information out to you as soon as possible. Thanks, and have a great week.